All right, we're back. Back already with another jammer of a video. Another banger of a video for you. Let's get driving here and we'll get talking here, you know what I mean? So, the road to 1 million, is there something that's true about it? It's that it's a very long and arduous road. I don't know if that's actually a word, but it sounds like a word. So it's very long and arduous road, and that's a consistent among all strategies for the road to 1 million. You know, no matter how you get your million, it's usually there's a long road before the million. You know, whether it be a long row of lottery tickets or a long row of, you know, training or a long row of videos or whatever. There's a long row of stuff. There's a long row of whatever before you hit that million. And so that brings me to my point for today's segment. Consistency. Okay? Like some a-hole who pointed out in the Black Pill episode that if I don't upload every day, I don't get 20,000 subscribers. Yeah, okay, I know that. Okay? I know that. And this isn't me saying I'm going to start uploading every day. That's besides the point. But that guy who commented has a point. And the point is, if you upload daily, if you upload even one video every day, soon enough, you know, give it, like, even in half a year's time, you might have 20,000 subscribers. And that's nothing to sneeze at. So there's some legitimacy to that claim, but it doesn't just apply to videos. It applies to anything. If you want a lot of something, it only makes sense that you would have to do a lot of the thing that gets you the thing to get a lot of that thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So, consistency is how you do that. Because you can't generate 1 million of something in one go. It doesn't happen like that. But what you can do is generate 1 million of something over time. And that's the idea of consistency. So, I want to talk about consistency and some point A, point B, point C things I have to say about it. The first thing about consistency, and also you've heard these points 1 million times before. You've heard these points 1 million times. You've heard them 1 million, bajillion, gazillion times. You've heard these points. Point A, the first step is the hardest step. Starting something is the hardest part. And that is true. So, if you want 1 million of anything, and you're having trouble finding your path, taking that first step, that's a very common phenomenon. It's very much the status quo. You know, starting is the hardest part, but you can take some refuge in the fact that once you start, the hardest part is over. So once you get going, that's the hardest part. And then it's over. And then that doesn't mean it's the only hard part, but it is the hardest part. And so if you just do it, if you just nut up, if you suck your balls into your butthole, and you just do the thing that you have to do, then you get the hardest part done and you can move on with the rest of the plan. So that's point A. Point B is that momentum is key. And what I mean by that is once you get the ball rolling, the ball keeps rolling. The more you do something, the easier it gets. And that's also a comforting fact. To know that if I keep doing this, it's going to get easier. If I keep doing this, it's going to become, you know, the synapses in my brain are going to start linking, and, you know, I'm going to start forming neurons, that relate to this activity, and then it will become second nature, and I'll wonder why I even had such a problem with it to begin with. Okay, so that's the best part about consistency, is that the more you do it, the better it gets. The more productive, the more profitable it becomes, the more you do it, because you get better at it. And if you get better at it, then you can generate more profit. And I'm not talking profit in terms of money. I'm talking profit in terms of whatever you want, success. The more you do it, the more success you will find. The more that will motivate you to keep doing the thing. And consistency is like this feedback loop where if you keep doing it, you keep wanting to do it. And so on and so forth, ad infinitum. Point C, I don't actually have a point C. So I'm going to have to think of something on the spot here. Point C about consistency. It's not that hard, I guess. It's harder than it looks. Well, it's like that old, I never watched BoJack Horseman, but there's that old quote that's like, every day it gets a little easier, but you have to do it every day, and that's the hard part. And that is true. The hard part is having to do it every day. No days off. And obviously there are some slight exceptions to that, but for the most part, that is the truth. That you're gonna have to do it every single day, no exceptions. And obviously, some days you're gonna miss, some days you're gonna forget, or you're gonna be too busy or too tired. But you have to avoid those days like the plague. You have to do it every day. And if you miss a day, it's gonna be rough, because that's when the potential for it to all fall apart becomes a reality. And so if you miss a day, you got to get right back on it. You got to get right back on it, and then try and keep the snowball rolling here. And that's point C. And point D is suck D's nuts. If you think I'm going to upload a video every day, because that's not going to happen. All right, that's not my vibe. Okay. I have other things that I want to do every day, not necessarily uploading videos, maybe once a week at most, but I don't even like putting a time frame on it like that. I'm just going to make videos as I do and put them out as they come, and that's going to be consistent enough. And that's point E. And point E is, don't get so hung up on consistency to the point where you're sacrificing quality of content. So if you're uploading a video every day but your videos suck, I would say reel it back and upload a video once a week. And that applies to not just videos but anything. So anything like that. If you draw every day, if you draw a picture every day but the pictures suck, then draw a picture once a week. Do an illustration once a week. But then I would go on to say, always be practicing. You don't have to be releasing videos every day. You don't have to be making a lot of money every day. You don't have to be drawing fucking, masterpieces every day. But there's no reason not to practice every day. And so that's the one thing that you should do every day, is practice. And that means different things for different things. If you want to draw good pictures, you practice, composition and, anatomy every day. And if you want to make good music, you practice, you study music theory and practice the piano every day. And, so on and so forth. And so in anything, basically, long story short, in anything you decide to do and make a million of, you want consistency. And there are many different ways to be consistent. And you should, experiment with what works and what feels good and what feels like you're getting somewhere. And then be consistent with your consistency. Once you've found that rhythm, that flow, then there's no reason to get off that path. So once you find your flow of consistency, stay consistent with that consistency. And yeah, that's about all I have to say here. So thanks for watching. More videos to come. New series coming out, potentially. Maybe. It's possible. But I haven't really decided on that yet. I don't know if it's like unique enough to be its own series. But maybe just for the sake of starting a new series. Anyway, that's it. Catch you on the flip side, bitch.